Action.
Hey Bill, nice to
Hi,
see you
Mike.
again.
How
How you
you?
been?
Good.
Good. Hey, appreciate the time. As I said on the phone, we've went through so much already. I'm going to keep this brief today. Just wanted to go over the findings that you shared with me, throughout the process, and the things that Total Source is going to be able to help you with. So I figured, I have a nice dog and pony show to give you and present to you, and then after that, we can talk about next steps and things like that. And if you have any questions, I can obviously answer those.
Okay.
Does that sound all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. So as I was doing more research on your company and thinking about all the different types of strategies that you want to put in place and where you want to end up ultimately being within the next 5 to 10 years, one of the things that really stood out to me was your mission statement, right? Investing in our people is key to success, and we are driven to be the best at doing what matters most to our customers. And through the different meetings that we had, I truly think that this mission statement fits you, to a T, because those are all the things that you ended up sharing with me on how to be able to, make sure that you're being able to invest in your people and making sure that you're taking care of your customers. So when you look at these mission statements, right, and you think of all the things that can stand in your way from getting there. I don't know if you ever had one of these as a little kid, but Magic 8 Ball, right? And when we were little kids, it was so great to have the Magic 8 Ball to shake it and to see what would come up, right? And hopefully give us direction within our life as children. Unfortunately, nowadays, that we're adults and you're running a business, we can't shake the Magic 8 Ball anymore and find out what's going to happen. And from a childhood perspective, it was great, but from an adult and business owner perspective, we have to find different ways to be able to make sure that that Magic 8 Ball is telling us the correct things to do. What you're going to find through today's presentation is how ADP Total Source is going to be the Magic 8 Ball that's going to give you the answers that you want to be able to drive the business as you want to and ultimately get you to your end goal. Do you have any questions before I start? Do you want to shake that at all?
Sure.
Okay. Did it tell you something good?
No, never.
One of the things that you shared with me are that you're losing people to competitors, right? You're losing great people to competitors. If it's because of benefits, if it's because of different offerings, it's because of more pay. So how do we stop those people from exiting your company and getting your competitors more healthy and then ultimately hurting your company? That's one of the things that we'll certainly go over today. The next is how do we stabilize those costs? You talked about all the different things that you need to invest in to get to your ultimate goals. So as you're investing, how am I stabilizing costs in the back office side of stuff? That's another thing I'm going to discuss with you today. I know that we spoke a little bit about how ADP Total Source works and the percentage that we bill off of and how we can stabilize, but I'm really going to dive a little bit deeper into that for you. And lastly, compliance. It's like a black hole, if you will, right? So all the different things with healthcare reform and OSHA and DOL, all the different things that you're struggling with right now, the things that are keeping you up at night, this black hole, if you will, of uncertainty is something that's going to be addressed today, and you'll see that how ADP Total Source is going to be able to take that off of the plate for you. Any questions before I move on?
No.
Great. So thinking back to your overall goals, right? I'm not going to sit here and make you guess what a lot of these companies have in common, but I'm sure something's coming to mind, right? Industry leaders, right? Best of breed, companies that had IPOs. So I know that your ultimate goal is within the next, let's call it 7 to 10 years, to be able to take this company public, get everything you can out of the company, and finally, be able to get ultimately to where you want to be and sail off into the sunset, knowing that the company you took from a startup company all the way through profitability and now to an IPO that's a public traded company. So Facebook, Google, and Amazon, what they have in common really is they were right where you were at one point in time. So how do we get Acme Pharma to be part of those IPOs? Because ultimately, from the 30,000 foot level, that's truly what you want. Unfortunately, there's a lot of granular things that get in the way of that, but ADP Total Source is going to be able to help you mitigate your way through all of that risk and be able to come out on the other side with that IPO and your end goal in mind. I took this straight from the notes that we have. We talked about the growth over the next 2 to 3 years from 10 million to 15 million. expanded to the international market, we think, or you thought was a way that you're really going to grow the business. Maximizing profitability, right? So it's stabilizing those costs that you don't have control over right now. Building the drug development offering, $3 million in new revenue, becoming a full service provider, all the things that are going to get you to that ultimate goal of that IPO. But you have challenges, right? Challenges that are standing in the way. You need to invest in new equipment if you're going to be able to take better offerings out. You're losing employees to large competitors with benefits, which we already discussed. You're trying to control costs so that you can stay competitive. Your manual processes are bogging down the administrative staff. And if I believe the exact words for you were, we need to take a more strategic approach, but unfortunately we're bogged down in all type of tactical type of situations. And lastly, your compliance concerns. You shared with me that this is really what keeps you up at night, right? This is these are the things that could really hurt the company as a whole if you're not compliant with all the different laws. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah.
Great.
Most stuff we talked about.
Good. So, in looking at an agenda to go over today, if I could summarize everything in the 3 bullet points, it was really to keep top talent. Right? You wanted to keep that top talent, and we're going to show you today how you're going to be able to. You want to grow the business, right? You need to grow the business. You need to become more profitable, because if not, you're never going to get to the IPO, and that's truly what you want. So I figured these 3 points are really what we can go over today, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
So let's make this the agenda. Is there anything that you wanted to add to that, or is that okay?
No, that's fine.
Okay, excellent. So in dealing with ADP, I know that you're just you're learning more about ADP through the process, everything. You're learning more about Total Source, and if you think back to the co-employer model that we spoke about, right? How ADP is going to be able to really minimize the compliance risk that you have, to really be a true partner, because you're hiring us as a co-employer. I felt that there was something that I really wanted to drive home, because anytime that you're looking to partner with a company, especially from a co-employer standpoint, you have to make sure that the company is truly stable, right? If you're going to be hiring us as a co-employer and you're administrator of record and we're doing all this stuff for you, you don't want to partner with a company that could be gone in a couple years, right?
Yeah.
One that's not financially stable. So, what I always like to let people know about ADP, again, I have a couple companies thrown up here with Microsoft and Exxon, and again, I'm not going to sit here and make you guess what they are, but other things come to mind is, large companies, stable companies, cutting edge technology, very profitable if you're Exxon. But one of the other things that they have in common, they're a rare breed, if you will, a very rare breed. They're AAA rated by S&P, and I know that we spoke a little bit about AAA rating and what that means early on, but did you know that in 1967, there were over 80 AAA rated companies? Now sitting in 2013, there's just 3. I don't know if you can guess yet what the other one is, but it's ADP. So when you think of that co-employer relationship, you truly partnering with a company, you can rest assured and sleep easy at night knowing that ADP has been around for over 60 years. They're going to be around for 60 plus more, and they know how to run the business. Obviously, because they still have a AAA rating, which again is a dying breed. Do you have any questions on that at all?
No.
Great. So, one of the things that we spoke about is how are you able to concentrate on the business, right? How are you going to be able to concentrate on the business, have the strategic game plan, get rid of all the tactical stuff that's bogging you down, and how are you going to be able to grow that revenue, right? I mean, that was really one of the overall themes. And I'm going to let you know right now how Total Source is going to be able to do that. If you take a snapshot of your company right now, right, it could look something like this. You have a snapshot of your company, right? You have success, and then you have time. So how much time is it going to take you to get successful, right? Right now, here's you, your staff. You have this line that you're having problems getting across to be able to take it up the success ladder, right? So you have this line that's standing in your way. And what's happening today And the reason why that's there is that you have to invest in that new technology. You're losing those key employees. You can't control cost. You have too much manual admin going on, and compliance is out of control right now, right? And those are the things that you're truly trying to get your arms wrapped around to be able to get to your ultimate goal. So what ADP Total Source is going to do is it's going to allow you to focus on your goal, right? Focus on the goal, focus on what matters. And by ADP being able to offload a lot of the tactical administration that you're doing, to be able to take the compliance out of your hands, to be able to make sure when you go to bed at night, you know things are being done correctly. What ADP Total Source can do is drive this line to success, if you will. They're going to drive that line to success. And then what it's going to allow you to do is maximize that revenue, maximize the profitability of the company, right? Maximize that drug development that you want, and ultimately get to that PEO, or the IPO that you want. What happens with that is then the staff, yourself, everyone else involved, then becomes happy because they know that everything is being done correctly. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Do you have any questions about that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, excellent. So, first of all, right, it's concentrate on your business. This is how we're going to allow you to concentrate on your business. The second thing is get that top talent and retain that top talent. Health benefits are the second most important factor of employee loyalty. This is the main reason why companies lose employees. So you figure, as a smaller business, right? You're negotiating with your 40 to 50 people on your healthcare benefits with your broker, your 401k, any of the ancillary benefits. They're all predicated off of the size of your business. So how are you able to offer more? Well, through that co-employer model, what you can now take advantage of is Fortune 500 caliber benefits. Not only the medical type of plans that you can offer to your employees, but your 401k plan. You shared with me some of your 401k plan. You shared with me that it's not really where you want it to be. You shared with me that you wish you had more participation and being able to get that participation.